Hey guys, Nate Saviors here. Kind of bored, so I wanted to just make this video on the top two things I want to see out of Kung Fu Panda 4 if it ever gets made. The very first one is I want to see a new villain. The type of villain that a lot of people can relate to, a sympathetic villain, if you will. Now, for my idea for a sympathetic villain, and this is just my idea, I would have a black jaguar with piercing blue eyes, a female black jaguar, I should specify, who wears a white cloak with with Chinese lettering on the back, black, reading Savior. Now, my idea for my sympathetic villain is that her village was destroyed in like a bandit raid, like a very bad bandit raid, and out of that destruction, she lost her child and husband, and it's from that she takes it upon herself to train herself in the arts of Kung Fu and learning all she can about Qi and mastering it. Now, her type of Qi would be like a purple dark Qi because after losing everything she held precious, like her family and all of her friends that were in that village, she believes that life itself is just one big, it's just painful and just full of despair. That there is no happiness, that there's no peace, it's just a false pretense, that eventually hatred will consume everyone, and so she wants to take it upon herself to erase that completely. Now, if that kind of sounds familiar, yes, I'm taking that idea a lot from Madara Uchiha from Naruto Shippuden series. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a character who sees the world as nothing but hatred, that as long as winners exist, losers will too, and that will incite conflict, pain, or love equals loss at some point. So he takes it upon himself to engulf the world in like a genjutsu of false reality, entrapping everyone in their own minds, letting them live out in their own utopias. And that's essentially what she wants to do. Now, unlike Madara, who pretty much killed anyone who was trying to stop his dream, she wouldn't do that since, well, it's his Kung Fu Panda after all. Can't show blood and stuff like that. But she doesn't kill it. She wouldn't do that. She would just, if someone didn't go along with it, she would just force them into submission, Like if she had to fight him, she would. And of course, that would leave, and I think that would leave a lot of opportunity open to show what it's like to be a warrior in that world. Because when it comes to Kung Fu Panda, and like I said, it's a lot for kids because it's PG-13 or PG. There's a lot that they could just talk about and not show. Like, I'm sure in that world, Poe and the others can't save everyone. I'm sure they've seen death and they couldn't, or didn't make it in time to save like a village, things like that. And no, she's not going to be connected to Warriors, because that's another thing I'm kind of sick of and tired of, is the villains being connected to Warriors. Like, I get it, first two movies, yeah, it worked a lot. Third one, I didn't think that was that great. Oh, like villain-wise, because it's like, oh, Kai's connected to Uwe, another villain connected to our heroes in some form or another. She wouldn't be like that. Because then it allows you to see through the eyes of her in the world around her, that she isn't fixed with vengeance or anything like that because of Poe or anyone else. Uh, she would just want the world to be at peace, even though the Warriors would see it as, well, it's just a false pretense. That's not true peace. But in her mind, after everything she lost, it's just like, to her, that's her true goal. That's all she believes in her heart, is that peace and happiness will eventually fade away, and hatred and pain will just creep into everyone, into those hearts, and as such, it will keep creating a cycle like that, making others suffer because they suffered themselves. And I like that idea a lot because I think it would reamp the series a lot. Not to mention, it'd really be interesting to see how the Warriors react to her goal. Would they go along with it? Would some of them believe in her words and want to go with her? Or allow her to entrap them in their own utopia? Um, That's what I think would be interesting. And because when you really think about it, you could show certain important people in the series when they get entrapped, like what their world would be like. Like, for example, let's say Poe's dad gets trapped, like his biological dad. In his world, should never attack the Pan Village. He grew up with his wife and son Poe in the village peacefully. There was never attack. There was no bloodshed or anything. And then, let's say, well, I'll get to the others, or mainly Poe, because uh, for Poe, because what I was feeling was Tigers would be the only one left to fight her, because I feel like when it comes to the Furious Five and Tigers, we don't really see a lot of their strength, because most of the time they're just getting beat down, and Poe has to come and save the day. I mean, they're always talking about how strong they are, or the writers in the show, but it's like we don't really see that because every villain they fight, they're just getting their asses kicked. Which I know Poe's the hero, and I love Poe as a character, but it's like if you're gonna make that statement, at least show it at points. Which maybe they have, and I forgot. I don't know. It's been a while since I watched this series and movies, but because when I because I think that would be cool, having Tigress the final person to stand against Jade. And another thing that I think would be interesting when it comes to Jade is that when you fight her, what you believe in has to be full. Like in her heart, she fully believes, without a doubt, that what she's doing is right. And when she's fighting someone, they have to believe as much as they do, like she does. Like, if they're fighting to save the world from her alternate reality, or her fake peace, as they would call it, they would have to firmly believe that, yes, this world can at one day be at peace. And that love will always, and that hatred will eventually fade away. But if not, even if there's like 1% chance of them not believing in that ideology, then they can't beat her. They have to firmly believe, otherwise she will take them down and entrap them in their mind. And that leads me to, like I said, when Poe falls and he gets entrapped. That leads me into my very second point of what I want to see out of Kung Fu Panda 4, is them making typo canon. Because we all know the biggest fandom in this series is typo. A lot of people want to see them to come together, and you guys know I for fucking sure want to see them to come together. And it could, because in Poe's Utopia, uh, kind of had an image in my head. It's like he's in the Panda Village, right? Everyone's there. Everyone he knows. Oogway, um, his mom, his friends, everyone from the village. Everyone he loves. And then, it's like when he's like, talking to his mom or things like that. You can easily have Tigers come down from one of the shacks down the stairs, and then you have the camera pan over to her, and she's holding a little bundle in her arms. She keeps walking towards him, and then when she's right next to him, we see it's a little panda and tiger hybrid, their daughter or son. And it's at that point you realize not only does Poe want the world at peace, like in his world, everyone's at peace. There was no violence. There's no violence. There's no conflict of any kind in the world. Everyone's just happy and smiling. But on top of that, he wants this. He wants to be with Tigers. He wants to be your mate. He wants to be your mate. He wants to be married to her. He wants to have a family with her. And that in of itself would be really insanely cool to see. Because then it's like, after everything, there's a lot of, I don't have everything pinned down in my opinion of what I'd like to see, but it's essentially like before Tigers beats Jade, because the heroes usually win, and she goes through a lot to beat Jade. But it's like maybe before Tigers undoes what Jade has done, she can look. Jade allows her to see, uh, connect her mind to hers and allow her to see Or, well, like I said, I don't have a script here. But mainly, somehow, Tiger sees her friend's utopias, and then mainly sees Poe's before she undoes everything. And she sees that, wow, what Poe wants, I can't exactly give him. Should I undo everything? Should I really undo this utopia he has? Should I undo everyone's utopia? And it's like, she really wonders if she should. Is it worth it? But then she realizes that from all that pain and suffering that people have to go through, that life throws at them, is what makes them who they are. That's what the second one was about with Poe. That, yeah, the world can be a really cruel place, but if you surround yourself with people who care and love you, you can make it through it. You can make through it. And you want to become strong so you can keep others from dealing with the same pain that you yourself experienced. And it's like, and she realizes that. Throughout the movie, you could even start showing, Tiger's feelings for Poe, and then it's at that point her feelings become flourished. Like, she truly realizes that I can't give him his mother back. I can't right now give this world peace he wants. But I know in my heart I can give him love that he wants. I can give him love that he deserves because I love him too, and I would do anything to protect him. And at the end of the movie, when everything's said and done, her and Poe could be talking at the peach tree, and it's like, hey Poe, before I defeated Jade and undid the world and undid her chi upon everyone, I looked into a lot of people's minds, mainly yours, and it's like, I seen what you wanted out of the world, and it's like at that point, Poe could maybe become like scared because he knows, oh, Tiger's seen me in my world wanting to be with her. What's she gonna say? Is this gonna be the end of our friendship? But instead, she takes his paw and is like, "There's a lot of things I can't give you, but I can give you my heart because I love you as well, and I want to be with you too." And then you end the movie with them embracing, saying "I love you" to each other, maybe kissing. Who knows? But I think something like that would be really cool for them to come together, you know? Or hell, maybe have one of them take a life-threatening blow from a different kind of villain you guys want to see. Either way. But those are the main two things I would like to see is uh, a sympathetic villain that isn't on the path of wanting to kill or steal chi or anything like that, who isn't deranged, but who has lost a lot of things and and as such incurred into her mind that or his mind that this world is just, I gotta stop this. Either way, I gotta stop all this pain because it's never gonna end. I think that'd be really interesting. And the second point, as I talked about, making typo canon. I think if they made typo canon this fourth movie, a lot of people would be really ecstatic. And you can build off their relationship in the next movies if they continue them, or hell, if they make us, or if they stop and want to do another series, you could focus on their romance, things like that. Hell, you could if they did movies, fifth one maybe they could get married, sixth one they you end the series with them having kids, or it's something like that. But yeah. Main two things I want to see out of Kung Fu Panda 4 if it ever gets made. But let me know what you guys think. What do you guys want to see out of Kung Fu Panda 4? And what would you not like to see? And a lot of things I don't want them to do again. But it's going to be up to them on what they want to do and the writers they get. But yeah, I think I've rambled on long enough. Like I said, I didn't have a script. Just wanted to make this video, so if I sound like a moron or an idiot halfway, stumbling over myself, you know why. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.